Okay, part 2. Now that you have your film safely inside the tank, you're ready to process with the chemistry. Chemistry is film developer, stop bath, fixer, fixer remover, and photo flow, as well as water. The developer will change that latent image on the film and turn it into a negative. You'll be able to see an image once this process is done. This stops the process of the development. You can overdevelop. It is a timed process that's dependent on temperature. Make sure that your developer is at room temperature. And I'll let you know, there is a timetable that you can access from our website, from our Blackboard course shell, that will let you know how much time for the temperature in your home, or the temperature of the material. Stop bath stops the development process. Fixer fixes the process so that your film is protected from changing any longer. Light will not affect it any longer once this process is done. Fixer remover cleans this material off of the film, removes all residues, and the photo flow chemistry keeps from any water spots developing on the surface of the film. All right, getting started. Finding out what the temperature of your house is. I looked at my thermostat on the wall, and we are at 72 degrees today. So that means I have an 8-minute film developing processing time. So what you do, this is 16 ounces. This container holds 16 ounces. My film's at the bottom. This only keeps chemistry in, does not keep the light out. You simply pour the chemistry in, and I hold the tank at a slight angle to allow air to pass out of the container so that I don't get a backup of the chemistry and a spill all over the place. So it's filled right to the top. I place my seal that keeps the liquid from getting on my hands over the top, and now I'm going to start an agitation process. Once you pour it into the container, you agitate the container just by rocking it side to side for 30 seconds. For the first 30 seconds. And then you just tap it slightly on the surface, let it rest for 30 seconds. Once that 30 seconds has passed, you do the agitation for 5 seconds. Let it rest for 30 seconds. All the way through, you do the same process until the 8 minutes is up. Wait 30 seconds, so on and so forth. I'm going to expedite the process for you and tell you, ding, 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 my timer went off. The 8 minutes is over. I'm going to return the chemistry to the bottle that I have. Carefully, I have a funnel, but it's possible to do without the funnel. Developer goes in, the developer gets thrown away. You don't reuse this at all. This will be dumped down the sink at school. And now I have to be swift, still careful, but swift, to get the stop bath in to stop the processing on the film of that developer chemical. So you pour that stop bath right in, and this agitation is for 30 seconds. Oops, wrong cap. So I'm just going to agitate for a full 30 seconds. That same rocking motion for a 30-second constant. Once the 30 seconds up, ding, 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 I return this to the container because this is reusable. If the chemistry should turn purple, it means it's exhausted and it won't work anymore. Just stop in the lab and refill your stop bath. After the stop bath, we are going to move on to the fixer. The agitation for the fixer is exactly the same as the developer. This one you'll notice a little bit of a smell to it as well. Not pretty. Kind of a little bit like rotten eggs. Return the cap, and this is that same agitation. So the first agitation is for 30 seconds. The total time on this is 5 minutes. So you agitate for the first 30 seconds, let it rest for 30 seconds, pretending the 30 seconds went by, then agitate for 5 seconds, let it rest for 30 seconds, then agitate for 5 seconds. So do that over and over until your timer rings. It's been 5 minutes. This chemical is also reusable. So we will return it to the container and save it for next time. Next, we're going to do a rinse. So we'll go to our water and we'll fill and dump our container 5 times with water. So I'm just working at my table here. You couldn't work at a sink and just dump this outside, but I'm just going to fill and dump 5 times with water. There's no agitation necessary. This is just our initial rinse. So I'll just demonstrate this 2 times, but you will do 5 times of this fill and dump for the rinse step. Step 5 is our fixer remover, also called a hypo-clearing agent. This goes in. Cap goes on. And you're going to agitate this constantly for a full minute. So same agitation, sideways, upright, for a full minute. Once the full minute timer ends, ding, 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 this is returned to the container and saved to process again later. After the fixer remover, another wash, but a longer wash. You're going to do 10 fills and dumps. So fill it to the rim, let it go 10 times. After you're done with those 10 times, you can go to the photo flow, which is the last step. And I should hold it on the angle so it all goes in smoothly. This is kind of bubbly. It's basically like a jet dry in your dishwasher. And because it's bubbly, I'm just going to do a light back and forth agitation. Not a timed experience. It's just coating the film with this little bit of a soapy, oily material so that water spots don't end up on your film. Your film is now processed.